Chat, here we go. We have ourselves the Nupo Mawkzy $1,000 challenge, or the road to Nupo versus Mawkzy. That's probably a little bit of a better name. Sorry to hit the wrong button here as we switch between perspectives. We just had Mawkzy versus Rezears. So if you haven't seen the results of that match, I would recommend going back to watch it, because we are going to mention what happened as we talk a little bit about the format of this challenge between the two. Now, if you guys don't know, this might be the first time you're tuning in either this match or on YouTube. Nupo and Mawkzy will be playing each other as Rezears gets a second goal in the World Championship in France in a couple months here in September. So in order to get them, some reps and prepare for the biggest 1v1 match that has ever been played in the history of Rocket League, we have them playing against the same set of opponents. So right now they're both going to play against Rezears. I'm going to be rescheduling matches more with some future players. And whoever has the best record against the 10 players that they play against will get $1,000. So that is what we're doing here. Rezears is playing for a crisp $100 per match he's able to win. Now, he just played Mawkzy, so we'll mention how that went. That one was a 3-1 in favor of Mawkzy. Now he's going to play against Nupo and see if he can get a win here. Now, there's a strong chance that the two best 1v1ers in the world are Nupo and Mawkzy right now. There's a reason why they're playing in the World Championship. So there's a chance they both go 10-0, which means we will look to their game differential to break the ties if need be. So important to try and win every last one of these games. And hopefully around the time of the World Championship, they will be absolutely ready to go. We're just going to do the 10 matches, as soon as we can. I'm basically just going to try and schedule them day by day. If we can get one going, we will. I'm assuming Mawkzy and Nupo both will have times in which they can't play. And I'm guessing it'll take it about the time, maybe a little bit before, because we do want it to end before the World Championship, to get all 10 matches. But Rezears starting off strong here in game number 1, as Nupo's going to turn and dive. This is what he likes to do. He's going to get a second goal. There's going to be a lot of people talking about it, by the way, as Just Pine gives a prime. And I think, I'm going to try and switch when it makes sense. Nobo, or Nobu, is how he has declared his name to be pronounced. He mentioned it in the interview after winning at Raleigh. I've been calling him Nupo for a long time. So there's a strong chance that I probably dabble in both, if I'm being honest. Because when I don't think about it, I'm going to say Nupo. That's just the reality. And plus, when I say the way it's supposed to be correct, people say I'm still saying it wrong, and there's still discussion. I don't know. So it's like, if I'm going to be wrong, I like the sound of a P. No, we'll see. Nobu gonna get his third. Call him Charles. Oh, there we go. That's actually... Wait a second. Why didn't I think of that? I'll just call him Charles. Twisted Minds. Nobu with the air dribble out of the back corner. Has a reset. Rezears on the goal line. Wants a 50. Does such a good job of this. For a while, he did this a ton and was farming 1v1 almost exclusively with those reset 50s, because it can be so tough to dispossess him. And as soon as you try and plan for the 50, he's just going to use the reset. He's definitely capable of that as well. Rezears has been putting up good games so far against these two titans of 1v1. He's been able to build leads. Nupo has reduced said lead to a tie game here, as Rezears is going to back off. Is able to make the save as he picks up back corner boost. And now flipping it out over the top of Mr. Nupo. Back the other way. Pops it up. Now it's into the control of Mr. Nobu. As I realized I was saying it wrong again. I'm probably going to end up saying Nupo a lot. Nice flick, top rights. 5-4. And the first lead of the game for Nobu. Rezears is really loving these zap dash recoveries off the kickoff. More than I've seen a lot of other players do. Nupo just trying to play keep away. And does so successfully. Now trying to force 50s and keep possession going. This is something that Mawkzy does well, but he does it on the ground. We're going to try and do it through the air as his reset is saved. Nice use of boost from Rezears to get right to the back wall and manage to stop the follow-up as well, but he's still not out of jail. Nupo's got lots of shots coming and eventually gets his backboard double to make it 6-4. The only restriction for the most parts for the opponents, somebody mentioned you're doing 5 EU opponents and 5 MENA opponents. It would be a kind of an interesting dynamic to do. One of the things I thought about for a while as well is that you could have all Europeans playing Mawkzy as a way to try and like beef up the European region. Same thing with MENA. You could have all MENA players playing Nupo. I think what it comes down to is, it works out better to have them playing against the same opponents and the highest quality opponents we can have. So I think doing 5 and 5 it's just an extra restriction we don't really need. As long as the players can play on EU servers, that's pretty much all that matters. So it'll be 10 players playing on EU servers. That's the game plan. Rezears flicking over the top and actually does work out. Seemed like it wasn't the fastest collection in the world. I want to watch it from Mr. Nobu's POV. There's a zap dash recovery from Nupo as he brings the ball on top of his car. What a catch. He just absolutely deleted the bounce. Just glued it on. So sticky. And the air dribble bump will converts. Rezears timing his little zap dash pop to get the perfect setup off the wall and pinning it into the crossbar. This is a great setup for the beginning of the kickoff all the way to the end. Just exactly the right touch to be made at every moment and eventually pinning it in. Rezears cooking mechanically and has kept himself within striking distance in this game, even with Nupo in the lead for the majority of it. Rezears had an angle, couldn't quite hit it, but he wants to force the issue, cut it right back on target. That touch was too heavy and he lost control. Now he's got to back off. It's even worse. Ooh, a little time wasting. Nupo's been doing this a lot recently in his 1v1. He actually didn't pick up the back corner boost, which is a bit of a problem. Kind of an essential part of his time waste. What a nice delay flip from Rezears to get this dribble going. Look at this play from Rezears. A touch to the side wall, holds off on his flip, and then cancels it in order to double it and gets the perfect landing to counterattack here and punish. That is not an easy play to make, but he does, and he's got himself a tie game. 16 seconds left to go. Nupo's got the kickoff win. This flick goes a bit high. Power shot, left side of the net, great placements. So just like that, Nupo back in control. 6 seconds left to go. Rezears, just such a wide swing. Not sure it would have mattered, even if he did creep in towards that near post. Such a strong shot. Really delay this kickoff at all. I always love the delay. That's because I have nothing in my bag at all, and it's the only thing in my bag. Rezears, a little bit more. He trusts himself with possession in the back corner. And now into an air dribble. He needs a reset or something if he wants to make this work. Otherwise, it's just going to hit the ground. And that's exactly what it does. Nupo takes game number 1 in this best of 5 against Rezears. Game number 2. Nupo and Rezears. Rezears putting up a strong fight so far today. Playing about as tough as it gets in terms of matchups. I mean, I guess it's got to be the toughest 2 matchups in the game right now. I don't know why I keep putting a little bit of, asterisk on it. These guys are in the World Championship for a reason. Rezears delaying before trying to drop down for a 50. I was watching Nupo stream a couple days ago after he got back from the major, And man, it's so easy to forget. Nice little pogo from Rezears. Maybe caught Nupo off guard, who thought he was going to get a free follow-up into the net, but Rezears just putting even a little bit of like extra height on it makes Nupo's positioning a bit worse. And he gets away with one. Can he get a follow-up here on the backflip? Should be able to. 1-1. And man, some of the ranked games I'm watching him play, you just forget how miserable the high ping can be as we look for a new server for Nupo. I mean, the ball just teleporting around. Obviously, it's a little bit better in 1v1. Less car ball interactions, but definitely a disadvantage. That's why it's fun to see these games happen on LAN. Will the players who win 1v1 get world champion titles? I hope so. I don't see why not. I thought I remember Mawkzy saying that he was told he'll get one for winning the major. But hey, I'd go as far as to say give regional 1v1 champs to everybody who won. Rezears would be one of the people who would get one. He would get an OCE regional 1v1 champion. Nupo would get one, of course. Yan would get one. He'd get one for his Sam 1v1 win. But maybe they only are going to give them to LAN winners. I don't know the actual details about it. But I thought I remember watching Mawkzy stream once and him mentioning that he does know he's getting at least some kind of title. Reddles is, of course, on the mic right next to me. You just need to gift 100 subs again and he'll show up just like last time. That's pretty much a permanent thing going forward on the channel. As Rezears gets a nice takeaway at the midfield. Nupo curve dashing out. Trying to make it clear. Rezears gonna bang one right back on target. Strong enough bounce for Nupo. Should have no trouble. Just double jumping this on target. So he has started to control this series a little bit. Rezears is putting up a stronger fight in game number 1. But unless Rezears can switch up the momentum here, we're on track for a heavy victory. I know it's only 3 goals now, but feels like the momentum is heavily in Nupo's favor. Rezears doing a good job playing unorthodox, I feel like. Not being predictable, not allowing Nupo to hold on to possessions. Nice low 50, great recovery, and a goal. Rezears not backing down, very clearly unafraid to make tough challenges, to break up possessions, and to try and throw Nupo off his game. Late kickoff. Forcing this to the side wall. The late kickoff will be something that will work probably decently well against Mawkzy here and there. A guy who loves his wave dash kickoff. We're just waiting as long as he possibly can as Rezears shadows. The tension can be cut with a knife. But Rezears does intercept now the other way. Kind of fakes almost a last touch and then goes down for a low 50. Why did he fake again? Oh my goodness, did he find a way to sneak it in? How did he do this? It felt like a mistake to do the final one. I thought for sure he needed to force it in. But Nupo does have crazy recoveries. And then he sneaks it in behind him. Just inside the left post. I said he needed to get something going in this game. He absolutely has. 2 straight goals since then to bring it within 1. Most importantly, looking like he can have the edge in the midfield. Mechanical edge here and there against Nupo. Not easy to ever feel like you can have that. Rezears cutting this out, trying to find a shootable angle. It gets cut off. But Rezears so quick to catch and control. Look at this play from Rezears. It's been his movement off ball or off, the shot that has looked most impressive. His ability to get possessions going quickly and even rotate to this ball high when Nupo's trying to clear out any ground play with a demo, and then a quick catch and shots. You're beating Nupo on a recovery. Not easy to do. 5-5. Nupo off the sidewall, just rolls through. Gets it saved. Well, now send it up. Sears escapes and is back on offense with a minute left to go. Might be able to get a game. Oh, just handed the ball to Nupo. That's a big mistake. And one he's going to pay for with every last bit of boost in his tank. Now he's stuck in what I like to call jail. And Nupo won't let him out. Quick flick. And it's 6-5. Full-blooded, thank you for the 21 months. Also, TTS has never worked during show matches. Rezears, easy steal. It seemed like Nupo probably shouldn't have gone for this challenge. I was looking at a brick wall in chat for a moment. But Rezears doing well to get up over the top. Steal this one away. Nupo, big kickoff win. A lot of scoring here late. There was a wave dash kickoff on the diagonal from Rezears, and we watched it both times from Nupo's perspective. Should have switched over to Rezears, see what he was up to. Wave dash kickoff right back the other way, and he's going to equalize. The kickoffs have been equal. It has not been domination from the 1v1 champions. Well, to be fair, I guess Rezears is a 1v1 champion. He's the OCE 1v1 champion. Rezears, reset goes low, has himself what could be the final possession of the game. This does not head to OT. The recovery from Nupo's clean. Rezears, you can see he's just spinning, wishing for his wheels to touch some surface so he could start his recovery. Meanwhile, Nupo was touching a surface, the back wall, and he jumps off it to dash and get his counterattack. Still enough time for a kickoff goal, and Rezears going to go heavy delay this time. Cannot afford to go back to his own corner. He's decided he has to rush into Nupo's half, who is trying to double off his back wall. Great bit of keep away there to end it. And game number 2 will go to Nupo. Game number 3 between Nupo and Rezears. Heuristic. Thank you for the 10 months prime. Thank you for the tokens in the arcade bar. No problemo, democracy officer. Maybe one day I'll be able to give tokens to everybody in chat. Type 1 in chat if you've received tokens from me. Nupo going to start game number 3 up 1-0. Rezears has played well, but the reality of playing against these guys means playing well could mean you still lose, and that is how it's been so far. Can he steal a game against Mr. Nupo as he goes into the air and taps it once over the top? Rezears forced back into defense. Nice little delay flick on Nupo. We watched from Rezears POV. We'll watch it real quick again from Nupo's, as he is threatening a shot at every moment, but then ends up just keeping the ball right on the nose of his car to have it launch up with that backflip. And he's going to not go to this kickoff at all. No jump, no nothing. Just turns away. And he is rewarded here as he gives himself a possession, although Rezears does a good job of immediately closing the distance and making it tough for him. Nupo seems to be confident, though, that he'll eventually get his space and time, and now maybe even trying to bait Rezears in. Seems like he's in no rush at all. It's funny how it's swapped over. I mean, normally we're watching Mawkzy, and that's how it seems when we're watching him. But he seemed like he had a little bit of a rush to his gameplay today. Of course, Nupo still had that on occasion, but we saw him time wasting when he wanted to lock in the game. We see him playing slow now to try and bait some mistakes out of Rezears. As Rezears hands him the ball on the goal line. A little 90-degree jump and catch as he gets this one going, but we'll back off. So he knows Rezears is forced to clear it away. Ryan, thank you for the 4 months of Prime. Nupo on an air dribble 50. I wonder if he's making an intentional effort to give up as few goals as possible this time around. If so, it's maybe not paying off because Rezears is going to get on the board. He seemed to be playing it really safe, and these first touches off the wall from Rezears have just been impeccable. I mean, his ability to create something out of what is normally a very tough bounce to control has been amazing. And it's going to earn him a goal here as he tries to wave dash cut this one. Maybe just ended up passing it out for Nupo, though, after setting it off the back wall. Sears, nice interception. Power shot is in. 3-2. Rezears keeping himself in this one. Every time it seems like a game is going to get blown out, Rezears reminds us that he's contending in all of them, which is not an easy thing to do. I mean, truly, Nupo and Mawkzy are getting a blowout win at least once a series, no matter who it is, it feels like. Just when this one felt like it was maybe tilting away, Rezears has got himself a tie game completely. Rezears pops this to the top shelf, and it's 4-3. What a run. It was a 3-0 starts for Nupo. Now 4 straight for Rezears. Rezears with a bounce shot might actually be exactly what he needed in order to get it over the top. A lot of people are talking about the home crowd advantage. And there probably is an advantage, but I wonder if there's any pressure playing in front of your own fans. I think in the grand scheme of things, you know, home crowd advantage over time will just be normal, like it always is. Better to play in your home crowd, although Monkey Moon seems to like to play in North America. But it feels like the first ever 1v1 with Mawkzy representing all of France and the first ever France land. It feels like there's a lot of pressure there. Sure, there's going to be a lot of hype for him, and maybe that'll just help out, you know, having a whole crowd cheer for every goal you do. Maybe that kind of lets it all shake away, but it also seems like it could go really bad if Nupo starts off really hot and he cannot seem to get anything going. But I tell you what, Rezears is cooking right now. It's less about Nupo and Mawkzy and more about what Rezears has been able to do in this series against both of them. Nice pass to himself off the crossbar, down and in. Nupo definitely looked like he was unaffected by land. There's no question that Mawkzy showed a little bit of worry, wasn't able to close out his series once he got it, you know, to that final game. Nupo was vibing. I mean, he was clearly, I don't know if I've ever seen a player on land vibing as hard as Nupo was against Diaz. I mean, clearly just dancing to his music and playing very comfortable. I think one of the reasons why you won't really see that from other players is because they're in a 3v3 match in which they need to talk to their teammates, but Nupo doesn't need to do that. He could just chill out, and he did. Rezears gonna try and get something going off his own back wall. Will he go for a pogo shot? He loves his pogo shots, and we love Rezears for it, but great save from Nupo as he sends it high, although he hands it right back over. Nice movement around the play from Rezears. Is he gonna be able to get a game here? I talked about it before. Game differential could end up being a decider between these two. The match differential will be the main thing we're looking at, but I think there's a good chance we could see Nupo and Mawkzy go undefeated all the way through all their opponents. Or, at the very least, maybe tie. As Nupo's going to flick and make it a 6-7 game. He's got 44 seconds to bring it back. Rezears staying moving in net here. Gonna have a tough time. Nupo doesn't have a ton of boost either. He actually tries to pop him away. He will have a wave dash. Is that gonna be enough to get back? I don't think. Yes, it will. Just barely in time. Rezears manages to get there. Now he's trying to go back the other way and secure his win. Power shot is enough. Rezears launches one top shelf on the counterattack just when it seemed like maybe he was going to have to go to yet another OT. Might have found his way to get his first win in regulation, but 20 seconds is a long time. Rezears loses the kickoff into the back corner, but now he actually has the ball in a decent position and air dribble. Oh my goodness, he's so confident going for these pretty tough resets here in a moment where all he needs to do is just secure possession and he could win the game. He doesn't back down. He gets around this air dribble bump, and that'll be it. Rezears on the board. Again, he gets a win before it's all said and done. Can he get a reverse sweep? As the series is now 2-1. Game number 4, Nupo and Rezears. Featuring Rezears. Someone was asking what featuring means earlier. It means with Rezears. Technically today is the Nupo Mawkzy $1,000 challenge. Not Nupo versus Mawkzy. The Nupo Mawkzy. Or the road to Nupo versus Mawkzy. Whatever makes you feel better and less mad at me. Give me Nupo and Mawkzy. Rezears just tapping a shot top shelf, forcing a little bit of boost out of Nupo, seeing how he can handle that possession. He seems to handle it just fine and arrives at the midfield 100 at the perfect time. Rezears going to take it away. Rezears does not back down from any of these possessions. He is staying all over the play, and he's even beating Nupo to the ball clean at times. This just does not happen very often, it feels like. Nupo assessing a race to the ball and just being wrong about it. Rezears off camera did not realize he was getting clean beat to that one. Rezears, multiple different camera checks to see what he's dealing with in terms of Nupo on defense. He sees him going to the back wall and goes low. And that works. 2-1 for Mr. Rezears. I've been stun locked by this chatter. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just gonna read his message aloud because I've been stun locked trying to get through it. It's not a serious contest without an NA entry. Top 4 or 5 NA players would be the best player in any other region except maybe EU and OCE. Let's go. OCE got a shout. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Nice flick from Rezears. My goodness. Rezears going to get another kickoff goal. We haven't seen any game snowball in any player's favor, and I definitely did not have on my bingo card one of these series snowballing in the favor of Rezears, or a game. I shouldn't say the series. Clearly, Nupo's still up in the series, but I mean, this game is threatening to get out of hand here. 6-1 as Rezears shows his superiority on the kickoff. Rezears now finally giving up possession for the first time in a while. Nupo on an air dribble has a reset shot top shelf, and this is sometimes just an awkward timing type thing that can pay off. This early flip is not something that you see very often. You usually see someone kind of float down, fall to the ground, go for some kind of wave dash shot or fake, and Nupo just ends up using it really early. And Rezears, I don't think, was positioning for that. He was expecting all the things I listed before. So he's not able to make that stop, but he still has a 6-2 lead and a great catch and flick. Rezears in the zone. Rezears to the back wall. His double is in. 8-2. This will be the first difference between Nupo and Mawkzy in this challenge. If Rezears is able to get this game, There is still a ton of time, so it's far from secured. Could just be a single game advantage, or maybe Rezears, just maybe, could get a series win. He's back for the reset. Nupo picking up his own back corner. Fake flick, goes low. 9-2, and there it is. Nupo's had enough. He does not want to wait out the rest of this one. And with half the game left to go, a 9-2 lead is enough. Game number 4 for Rezears. We're going to game 5 between Nupo and Rezears. Game number 5, Nupo and Rezears. Nupo live right now. Chat suggesting he's maybe having some connectivity issues here late in the series. Did not ask for a new server. And I know when I've watched him in the past, he's had, you know, lots of struggles that he basically just powers through. But I'm sure he pines for a time on LAN again where he can be on 0 ping. Probably more so than a lot of the other players there who are used to, oh my goodness, Rezears with a save, but it is going to be a backflip and in. Rezears continuing his zap dashes off the kickoff. Goes to the ceiling, fakes Nupo here. Gets himself a second goal. No matter what is the reason for the Rezears surge here, it's going to be up to Nupo to make sure he doesn't tilt his way out. And keep up the competition. Rezears catch flick over the top, 3-1. Rezears is cooking. Nupo backing off now as he chips this one up. Rezears on very little boost. He tries to keep it high and wants an undercut on Rezears instead of picking up his boost. Might end up paying off because he's got Rezears on the ball now with no boost to work with. Rezears does take a trip to the corner. Is that going to be something he regrets? He makes his way back and challenges. Gets a decent enough 50. Now Nupo into the back corner. Going for the double jump bump. Goes high up to try and prevent Rezears, but Rezears still finds his way underneath and gets a counterattack in and out of the nets. And it's in, 4-1. Rezears right now putting Nupo in a tough spot. We were doing this with the intention of giving these two potential world champions an opportunity to practice, opportunity to keep their skills fresh. I tell you what, Rezears is giving Nupo that opportunity right now. Nupo out of the back corner as an air dribble. Falls directly to Rezears. Rezears going to catch and cut towards the net. Nupo should be able to recover this one, but it's going to cost him a decent amount of boost. He wants to counterattack. He missed the touch. And now he's going to have to back off. You could see the vision. Nupo was clearly just trying to rush to the other side of the field. And the opportunity felt like it was there. Rezears picking up the corner boost, getting bumped off. Nupo backing off, picking up the best pads he can. He's going to dive in, stays glued to the ground on his 50 to make sure he has a follow-up touch, picking up pads everywhere he can and trying to punish Rezears for touching the ball too strong. And now he's got himself 100. So he stuck it out at the midfield. Rezears double towards the corner. And now sends it forward. Nupo, does he have the counterattack? Rezears has been doing such a good job of recovering, but can't get this one. And he actually almost did. Nupo finds his way over the top. Man, look at that recovery from Rezears. Nupo picking up the back corner boost, gets a demo, and gets a solid first touch on the catch. We'll go for another double jump bump. If Rezears gets around it, the first one worked. The next few have not. Nupo not able to recover clean out of the net either. And Rezears will take it straight down the field. Chain dashes from Nupo as he now has himself an air dribble. He's actually going to decline it, try and bait Rezears in a little bit more, instead go off the bounce. Is he going to go for a bump this time? No. A reset, power shot, top shelf. Rezears has done such a good job defensively when you feel like you don't have the opportunity to go for that bump. Oh, wait, Rezears, big mistake there, though. Just let Nupo have a free possession. Talked about the jail that 1v1ers get put in. Nupo's had a tough time putting Rezears back in jail on 0 boost. Does he have the counterattack this time? Rezears been such a pest. I mean, these are the ones that I think Nupo is so used to getting. He's always ready to take the ball away. He's actually in a crazy position to steal this one off the ceiling after Rezears went for a mega booming clear. And he got it over the top! Rezears launches it the length of the field. And Nupo just barely can't touch it. 5-2. Rezears heading to the back corner. Nupo wants a demo. Rezears has possession. Boost. He doesn't even need to give this one up. It's going to have to be a dive from Nupo. Ooh, Nupo has a great counterattack. This is the first time he's been able to get these clean. Rezears otherwise had done such a good job of breaking it up. 40 seconds is a long time. Nupo going to force this kickoff into the orange half, and he's not going to go for boost. He's going to stay on the ball. Tried to flick it over the top of Rezears. Tough to do. Rezears makes a save. I don't know if he got the first touch he wanted. But can Rezears waste time now? Flick towards the nets. Nupo again with a counterattack where Rezears has to recover with low boost. Rezears has done well. First touch catch from Nupo. 50. Maybe not good enough as it keeps the ball glued. It needed to push it slightly forward. Long shot saved. Follow-up is it? Oh, no, it's not. Nupo makes another save, but he needs offense. He needs a counterattack. No reason not to dive there. Rezears plays it around. It's GG's from Nupo. He's out. Rezears gets the win and will walk away $100 richer here against Nupo. And a spicy start to the Mawkzy Nupo challenge. Nupo's got some series to make up.